And it says we're live.
All right. Hello, guys. Welcome to the Gunpla Talk Show this Friday, the 11th of September. We are very happy to be here with you guys. We have another special episode, and I say that all the time, and I'm going to keep saying it forever because every show is super special. Except this time, we have two guests instead of one. I am Master Great Jess from Instagram. You guys already know me. You've seen my ugly face for almost a whole year since this began, but I'm going to let the other guys introduce themselves.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
Derek, can you hear
Hey,
me?
guys. Yeah, this is Derek here. Instagram tag DNG42777. Sorry. It caught me by surprise for 2 seconds. I was just trying to set something up on the stream. But yeah, I'm super excited.
Sorry.
Childhood fun. I love Digimon. Sorry, not against all the Pokemon fans out there, but, something with the multi-evolution chain. I love that. So, all right. And yeah,
Very
so we
nice.
got our two awesome guests, and I'm very excited. And we're really good friends. We've known each other for quite a couple years now, a few years. Yeah. So let's go with ladies first.
Shaun,
Funny.
you set it up. You set it up. It was there. I had to take it. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, I'm sorry. You take it away, Lexi.
Well, now I'm Lexi, a girl in a Gundam on Instagram. Yeah, I'm not even sure what else to say about that right now, but I'm super excited to be here. And yeah, these guys I all know and love, so I'm also excited to talk to you guys.
Hey.
And I'm Shaun, DG Gunpla on all of the social media places. You probably remember me from last week where we talked mecha anime.
It was
But I'm
awesome.
also
Yes.
I'm also one of the hosts of the upcoming podcast, Our DigiPast podcast, along with Lexi, who's my other co-host.
Very
So
nice.
when we do finally launch, be prepared for just all kinds of mindless rambling because it's what we do best.
Hey, it's fun. Can I say this? I think I can. I'm just going to say it anyway. But we were able to hear a while ago, actually, months ago, during the COVID thing, we were able to hear a little promo of like your first episode, right? And it was like, I swear to you, it was like, what was it, 30 minutes long?
It's about 20, 25, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact time, but
Did not even see
Whatever it
that.
was, I felt like it lasted only 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
That's
really.
amazing.
I wanted more. I wanted more.
Aww. I'm
But
excited to get into it.
Yeah.
mhm.
yes. So we have Robbie. We have I want to say hi to Robbie, Last Line, Kev Models, who's always here, and so is Last Line, and obviously my mom, who's watching all the way from Mexico. Hi, Mom. I love you. There it is. So, anyway, so remember, guys, to join our Discord server. It's open to everybody. You guys can find a girl and a Gundam on there. You can find VG Gunpla on there. You can find there. You can find all of us there.
Mhm.
Remember to join the server. Remember to go like our Instagram page. Subscribe to YouTube. It really helps. I was actually looking at the analytics the other day, and like 40% of the people who watch us and watch the show aren't subscribed. So if you can just hit that the subscribe button, it'd be really awesome for us. But without any further ado, let's go on to the first picture that we have here on slide number 3.
All right. There you go.
So for slide number 3, we have a picture of everybody knows who this guy is. All right, he's been around, and he's one of the most popular people I think on the planet.
Some
it's
Swedish
PewDiePie.
dude.
Some Swedish guy, yeah, just PewDiePie. All right, and the reason I put this up here is because he actually streamed a couple days ago of himself building a Gundam, and it actually sent ripples across the Gunpla community. And I wanted to really hear the feedback on my friends and what did they think about this whole ordeal. And if you have heard of it, I don't know what you would, if any of you guys would like to share your opinion before I say mine.
Well, I mean, for me, honestly, I was remotely aware that he was into Gunpla. I mean, I remember when Zaku Aurelius made him that, I think it was a Zaku that he sent off to him.
Mhm.
But honestly, in my opinion, the more exposure the hobby gets, the better it is for the hobby as a whole. I mean, he's not North American, but I mean, he's still part of Western culture. So, I mean, him giving it the exposure can't hurt.
Exactly. Exactly. What do you think, Derek?
Oh, I personally, I love the idea. Do you know, to be honest, seeing YouTubers like bringing out all the Gunpla out there is like, especially for us in North America altogether, it's like, it's growing. It's great. But, out east, it's a whole different story. So to see this, hey, especially with a top YouTuber like that, I think it's cool. Yes, I understand for those who are very pure and what he's doing. He's like, he's doing the whole starting build. I know he's not like a super top contender, but do you know what? Hey, give it time. Who knows? It grows. And how about you, Lexi?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Do you know what? I don't really know the PewDiePie phenomenon situation. The only time I've ever really heard of him is when he's doing something awful and people are coming for him. So it's actually kind of nice to hear him doing something cool that maybe would interest me to even go to his channel to begin with. I'm not like a big YouTube person, other than basically Gundam stuff, to be honest. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's true. Exposure's good. And I don't think we should be snobs about it. We should welcome new people and exciting new ideas. That's how you grow, and that's how art works.
Exactly, right? And that's basically the point that I think a lot of us in the community feel. The thing is, a lot of the times negative voices speak louder than the positive ones, right? And so before the show, we were talking about a little bit about the Gunpla communities and different aspects of social media. In my opinion, I love Facebook for the memes. Okay, that's literally the only reason I use it for. But I'm in so many groups of Gundam, but there's so much toxicity in a lot of them in the comments, right? And a lot of them there are compared to Instagram. And this is where I saw all of this, right? People saying that they were going to quit because PewDiePie is coming on the scene because he's building. And it's that kind of mentality that being an elitist that really doesn't have, it shouldn't be allowed in our hobby because it's a hobby for everybody, right? All jokes aside, Gunpla is freedom, right? It is, right? That's what it is. And so we should always, always strive to welcome newcomers, right? We're all new to this. And, I was new to this a couple months ago, right? And if Derek and Shaun and Lexi would have been like, nah, hey, dude, you don't know anything about Gundam, don't talk to us, then what would I have done, right? I wouldn't be sitting here with them right now. So it's all about welcoming ourselves. But anyway, I want to know what you guys think in the chat. I know that maybe some people watch PewDiePie. I've been watching him since he had like 1,000 subscribers, and now he's like super big. It's awesome to get that exposure. But before we keep going on, before we go on to the segment, I do want to remind everybody that today is September 11th. And though my fellow Canadians here, are Canadians, right? I am from the US and I was in the United States when this happened, and I am American. So I would like to ask everybody for a 10-second moment of silence and remembrance to that tragic day. So yeah, 10 seconds, guys. All right, thank you very much. Anyway, with that note aside, it's time to begin the show of the day. So Derek, take it away, man.
Oh, this is fun. What's it to being an admin for a Gunpla community? Because probably not so many people know, like between myself and actually I'm partnered with Shaun. He's actually one of my admin staff for our actual Calgary community actually that we do. And between Shaun and also my love of my life, Alina, the three of us actually try to keep the community going in our little lovely city and area. But yeah, I'm not going to speak too much onto this one because I would love to hear what my admin staff have to say.
I knew this was coming. So, I mean, honestly, for me, like, I've been admin of the community for just under a year. Derek and Alina asked me last October at GOMS to kind of be the tie-breaking vote when the two of them can't really agree on anything, because decisions are always made easier in odd numbers. The problem is, a lot of the times I side with Alina because she's a voice of reason. But I mean, the added benefit of becoming one of the admins of the group, it's also giving me the amazing opportunity to work with Odafest here in Calgary, because the three of us are also staff with Odafest in it for their Gundam programming, and it's been a wonderful experience. Even though our first year kind of went down the toilet because of COVID, but the lead up was just amazing.
So, does it also give you another sense of like responsibility when it comes to being an admin, right?
I mean, yes, I mean, the nice thing is being kind of the third admin, it doesn't give me the highest responsibility. I'm more, if I see an issue that I think might be a problem, I bring it up to Derek and Alina and discuss it with them. And they've like quenched my anger and rage over certain topics in the past.
Okay.
Because I do get a little heated when things really irk me. So thank God for them. Oh man, I could have gone off the deep end a couple of times.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think Lexi and I, we're not admins, but we are part of the community, right? And I'll be the first one to say, that you literally the community that you guys have fostered here, you three, right? Because the CGC has only been around for a little bit over a year, right? Now?
No, it's how long has the CGC been around since before you took over, Derek?
Yeah,
since before they took over, right?
So originally the group started actually working they started their meetup in a bakery. And there was like only
nice.
3
Man,
people.
why are we not doing that?
I keep on telling him.
Opportunity.
It started there, and then I think after 2 years, eventually it got to the storefront, which most communities do. Eventually, they find a nice little home, hopefully, if not someone's lovely house. And we've been running this community for about, to be 100% honest, we've only been running this for probably just a year and a half right now. Just Alina and we just got Shaun last year. So to be honest, right now, I know our community, we are up to 430 people now, I think.
Something like that.
Like that.
We're pushing the 450 mark.
Yeah. So
Wow.
something neat.
Hi, Paul.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Paul.
Yeah, hey, Paul. Paul is on the chat. Hey, man.
But I gotta say this, Shaun. As much as you say you pass a lot to both Alina and myself, do you know something? You have some amazing content you brought to the table before the two of us, and you probably know a lot more between the social media types too, which is really neat. So.
Saying I know anything about social media kind of terrifies me because I really don't. As recent revelations in terms of Lexi's and my podcast has kind of come about, we have no idea. But no, I mean, just being able to work with you guys has been great.
Yeah,
man, it's turning all wholesome and stuff. We got to get a fight in here. All right, well, you know what? Let's
Derek, no guns.
Don't start with that. Weapons always go long range weapons better than ever. Anytime close range, shoot. Fish in a barrel.
Yeah,
there's the story right there.
So the first picture we have here after the question is on slide 5. We have a picture of, I'm guessing this is a year ago, because there are no masks on anybody. All right, everybody's super tight.
Oh man,
there's no Shaun.
No.
Yeah, there's no me. So that's,
is this pre-Shaun?
This is probably closer to a year and a half ago.
So that will probably be looking at, over a year and a half ago, that would have been the shot. I remember, I still cannot forget the day when Alina and Lexi ran into each other. This was pretty much right after that. Yeah, that was right. That was 2 years ago. It was right shortly after Alina, before she changed her tag name, and then ran into you, Lexi, and I swore at the convention hall at the Calgary Expo, everybody heard it. I swore I lost hearing for about a minute.
Actually started out like knowing no one else who did Gunpla at all. I had no idea. I'd met a couple people online, and Alina was one of them. So when I found out she was in Calgary, we were just screaming.
Oh, you guys were part of a community,
and that's how it begins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how it began.
Yeah. Scream. Hearing loss. and lots of family and friendship.
Oh,
A lot of giggles.
Yes.
Oh,
What was
so
it?
much giggles.
What was the group? I should ask this one, Lexi. You and Alina are part of this group too. The Gunpla Girl Gang.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yes, that was kind of my support system when I started out because I was a little bit nervous, honestly. And actually, this is related to the Calgary group too. Our group here is that, yeah, I was quite nervous and quite uncomfortable, and I just kind of wanted to do my own thing and then reach out to people. And the Gunpla Girl Gang approached me, and I got on their Discord, and they were helping me a lot with starting out. And then Alina was also on there, and then through Alina, I discovered this group, and now I have a whole Gundam family, which is insane. Because it's true, it's like maybe a year and a half.
Yeah, so much fast tracking.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's amazing how far you guys have come, and
Oh, well, you're from
I'm
this
excited to
photo.
see where we go.
Oh, we'll keep on going down the slides. You'll love this. Hey, can't you explain the next slide for me?
What, my stupid face?
Can you explain what is going on?
I mean, pretty much any opportunity I get, I'm gonna ham it up in front of the camera. Come on.
Oh,
This is a typical Sunday build at Shoebox. Shout out to Shoebox and Patrick for being amazing. Adam and Kevin for being, going way above and beyond to keep us there. This is what it looks like, right? And to chime in on here, the whole community aspect, and I know a lot of people and viewers who are in our Discord and who know me, to a certain extent, know that that's what I really am about when it comes to the social media, is that community, right? And if it wasn't for Derek and Shaun and Lexi and Alina and everybody who made this hobby so welcoming, I really wouldn't have that thinking. It's really them who showed me kind of the light, and we get to hang out and do things like you see here, right? Even during the whole COVID thing where we couldn't see each other, it was really hard, right?
yes.
We were literally doing what, Discord
Every
meetups?
Sunday meetups. Yeah, every
Yeah.
Sunday we did a Discord
Yes.
meetup. That's
But
how
the-
much we wanted to hang.
The problem that came out of it is we all started to hate talking to each other because we hated the computer side of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would leave the chat and I would immediately tell Derek, "Oh my God, Shaun just won't shut up. I'm tired of it." So,
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah,
It
I
was
won't shut
definitely
up.
me. Don't lie, Dad.
no, I'm a talker. I'm a talker too.
Oh, no.
But I was actually reading some things, and Robbie says I can't see Justin in there. Justin, so Studio G isn't on here, but he has actually talked to every single one of you guys, I think, except Lexi.
Except
Has
me.
he talked?
I think that's
Okay,
the only one.
but he has
I
talked to
haven't
Derek.
talked to Studio G either.
Oh, okay. Well, Studio G is in our heart. That guy has been my best friend in Gunpla since he began in January. So he was in there. No, I wasn't there actually, but in the picture where I am, he's right here in my heart. So that I hope that answers your question. But anyway, so now we have this picture, which I think is the same day because of the shirt, unless Shaun wears the same shirt every Sunday.
I mean, I wear the same shirt a lot, but no, that's the same day.
So this is really what I want people to take away from this, and especially Shaun and Alina, who's not here, right? She is there, but she isn't on camera. And Derek, like, they've been able to foster this beautiful community, and I really wish that everybody out there who is in their own respective towns or in their own respective countries, if you can think about it and go out there and build a community where you can hang out and build and have conversations and actually become best friends, literally see each other every week. It's awesome. That's what Gunpla is all about, and these guys are the embodiment of it. But before it gets all gushy, let's go on to 8. Right? This is the what is this on number 8?
So this was
Oh, that's the
last
gift
year.
exchange.
Oh, I feel bad for that day.
So
Hey,
fun.
and look, I'm wearing the same shirt.
You really are. I told you. I told
I'm
you.
wearing this shirt.
Oh man, that was such a fun
Oh
day.
God, yeah,
I only have so many Gundam shirts, you guys.
Oh,
yeah. I can. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to. The Mega Metal Gundam actually decides to ask a question for Lexi. I don't know if you want to answer this one quick. What was your first Gundam you built? I guess.
Sure. Oh my. I actually, if we go way back to the Gundam Wing days, I built a Jet Scythe and a little Honda robot that was clear. I just found it in the basement last weekend, actually. But my first build that kind of got me on this trajectory of obsession here was actually the 00 diver kit, and I literally picked it up at EB Games or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
And I was like, this one looks cool, and I loved it. I built it immediately. It was like, more. And you guys should see my basement. It's terrifying.
We all have
EV
our
Games.
logs.
EV Games is the culprit.
Yeah.
That's how. Yeah.
Yeah, I was hankering. Like, I really, really wanted to build one. I had like an urge, but then, yeah, there it was. It was like, oh. This magical moment changed my life. Apparently,
I think your first kit. Well, I mean, I know you've built before, right? But like that first kit, the one that really got you into it, is something that you will never forget, right? Building
it's a
it.
beautiful kit. It's a high grade, but it's really, really.
Oh
well
yeah,
done.
Nice.
yeah. It
If I
has a
had
lot of
done like one of
sentimentality.
the older high grades, I don't know if I would have loved it as much. But they'd come so far since that Death Scythe like 10 years ago, and it was just so beautiful. That yeah.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. Well, so basically, this is what it is. This is what the CGC is, and now we start seeing Shaun pop up more. Right? He now has become an admin. He's become the third house in this Godfather that is the CGC, and
I've learned how to change my shirt.
Yeah.
he learned how to change his shirt
Oh, he
on slide 9.
Yeah.
So we're in the
I'm
Triforce.
so famous, Shaun. You can't wear the same thing more than once now.
Yeah.
or every single time you go to a big meeting, you have to now wear that shirt.
Wear that orange shirt.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do. Oh man.
And I think the beautiful part is just seeing everybody else that that I still see. Right, we have Paul there, we have Jeff there, we have that beautiful man over there by the cafeteria
Oh, jeez.
with the glasses.
Oh,
Look at him, right? Anyway,
thanks. Jeff.
but so Shaun, do you think you changed ever since you joined the CGC? Has it changed your life in some way?
I mean, yeah, it actually, because I mean, when I was living down in Lethbridge, I only had really one buddy who built Gunpla down there, and but I moved up here, and I mean, I found initially it was just Derek and Alina, like we got to know each other, and then I started coming out to the meetups because Alina kept hounding me to actually go, and so. But it really brought a sense of family for me because I mean the only family I've got in the province is back in Lethbridge. It's my parents and my sister.
Yeah.
But it's kind of become like a surrogate family for me.
Mm-hmm. This is true, right? Because the people that go there all the time, like you and Derek and Jeff and Kevin and Paul, right? When one of you guys is missing from the, I think you missed one when you were in Lethbridge.
Well, yeah, Lindsay
Good,
came in later.
Yeah.
Lindsay came into it later after I moved more than it was when I was down there. So
Yeah.
Lindsay unfortunately is still down in Lethbridge, and I wish she was here to join us more often because she's one of our favorite people.
Yeah, she is, and she might be coming next Saturday. Just saying, she told me.
Here's hoping.
She told me she is. So I'm just letting that out there.
Hopefully her car is registered. She doesn't have to worry about borrowing a car.
Yeah, I mean, she can ship herself over here. It'll be good.
Yeah, or
and actually, before that, one person I miss a lot is Lexi whenever she's not there.
Yes.
Because
it's true.
Sorry.
are like, where is the laugh?
Yeah.
Where is her laugh? Right? Because you really do bring something to the meetings, and we always miss you whenever you can't make it.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say, you guys, one of the number one, every time I post one of these pictures or do something or talk about our group, I always get comments and messages of people.
Oh,
we just lost.
Oh,
her.
Lexi.
We are having technical difficulties at the moment. We will wait for her and look at our beautiful picture of us right here.
And we're
I think this was
all
the first. This was the first meetup after COVID, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're still in COVID.
We're still in COVID, but like after the bad part of COVID.
Yeah, the first one after we were able to start getting together in groups again.
Let's see if we can.
All right, let me see if she is back so I can move her over here.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We apologize for that. We were just this is technical difficulties. All great shows have them. Okay, all great shows have them.
All good times.
I've seen it happen. So it's okay. All right, we'll wait for her to get on. Shaun, could you maybe text her? Please.
Yeah, I'll find out. Yeah.
What's going on?
Maybe she got it between phone call. Who knows?
Maybe she got a phone call. But moving on just to the next picture on number 11. This is what it looks like nowadays. It's a change.
I still think that we all look like bandits, partly on there. Oh man.
I mean, kinda, sorta, yeah.
Oh shoot, we're there.
Hey, so I'm reading some comments here, and they say, Iron Blooded. Well, for one, Robbie Thomas says my first kit was the RG Unicorn. I haven't built it yet. It was actually gifted to me by Derek. So Derek, thank you. I haven't built it yet.
You want to bring Lexi back in? She's
is she here? All right, I'll bring her back in.
I got it. All right. Or you already did. Oops. Where do you go?
Oh,
Somebody
okay.
Put her in the wrong one. You guys put her in GTS meeting.
I put her on the live show, and then she was moved again.
And then she moved again. Oh,
Hello?
okay. We're playing, moving along here. Let's see here.
Back.
Yeah, you're back.
You're back.
Sorry guys, my Discord decided to die.
Oh.
It's
I thought
okay.
it was your computer.
No, it's actually pretty hot up in here, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I know that room from experience. If you're in your recording
No,
room.
I'm even worse. I'm a floor up. It's
Oh
worse.
Jesus!
There I am.
Everybody's coming back in.
Sorry,
There we
guys.
go.
There you go.
There
Okay,
we go.
we're back, boys and girls. We're all back.
Yay. There we are.
Hey, yeah. So just real quick before we keep going on, it says, yeah. So the RG Unicorn, I've heard great things. Iron Blooded Castle says, well, time for me to move to Canada. Hey, man, if you ever find yourself in Calgary and it's the second Sunday that we do our meetings every 2 weeks, you're more than welcome to come over. And nobody has a problem with that. You're already part of the CGC.
Yeah.
Just being right here with us.
Yeah, you are. Very well.
Robbie Thomas says, hey, Jess, have you ever considered doing like a public where anyone can join and talk to you awesome guys? Maybe one day. Maybe we'll do a special episode where we can have random people join in. That'd be awesome.
Hey.
And then Mega Metal says, I wish I could join a community. Hey, if there is no community, you can start it, man. You can be the Derek
Hey.
to your city.
Yeah.
All right?
Let me know how.
Anyway,
That's what
sorry,
I was gonna say when it
Lexi.
exploded. Everybody's looking for a community, so you guys need to start one because there's more of you. I was literally by myself for like 6 months or something. I didn't even know there was anything to go to, and then once I found out there was, so I feel like you guys, someone needs to start it because that's the number one message I get.
Aw.
Yes. Oh, so is that the message? Is that what you were saying before I cut off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
okay.
was like it didn't want me to tell you guys to have friends, but
Ooh.
Discord.
Yes, started. It only takes one person to get another person hooked and immediately build something and organize it, and it becomes a family. It really does. Gundam really does bring everybody together. But
Unless
gonna
you're
walk away from this-
because nobody wants to come out of the woodwork and admit they actually build, even though they buy it by the mountainful.
well, you heard it here
Secret,
first.
huh?
Yeah.
Don't move to
Lethbridge is
Lethbridge.
ashamed of their nerdom.
If you're gonna move anywhere in Alberta, make sure it's Calgary. We're right here,
We're
Yep.
close. We're really close.
and don't go to Edmonton either. Anyway, so number 12, we have. So anyway, a girl in a Gundam, aka Lexi, or maybe it's the other way around. Lexi, aka a girl in a Gundam, right? That's the way it should have been. So
Me.
Lexi, I hope you're ready for these generic questions. Okay. I hope you're ready for
You
them.
make it sound not exciting.
Oh.
They're fun.
So you already answered the how
Right.
did you get started, right? And you already answered the when did you start and what was your first kit. But I guess number 4 would be, who do you look to for inspiration?
Oh. Do you know what? I think a lot of my inspiration when especially doing all the custom stuff comes from like art and illustration. So a lot of like illustrators I follow. One I'm obsessed with, his name is Bill Ellis. Follow him on Instagram. Oh my god. just beautiful, like dark, like skulls and neon. It's magical, magical. Highly recommend. A lot from fashion, which is kind of funny. I'm actually a makeup artist by day, so I use a lot of those skills and those trends and things like that in my Gundams, which is kind of funny. And then, of course, all my beautiful fellow builders on Instagram, which has been such an amazing resource for me, for sure, just to meet people. And I have to say, it was immediately one of the friendliest communities. As soon as I started the Girl in a Gundam account, which I started because my friends were literally getting sick of hearing me talk about Gundam. So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to make this a separate thing so they don't have to deal with this all day. And immediately people just wanted to talk to me and give me tips and recommend builds. And it was so easy to kind of reach out. And I'm not a big online person. You guys know. It's not like my...
Yeah, we have to do smoke signals to actually find her.
Carrier pigeons. Telegraph.
I know. I'm not big. I feel actually much more comfortable talking to people in person than I do online. Like reaching out to people online makes me really uncomfortable. So the fact that it was so easy and people, yeah, I think that's also why I continued, is because it was something that I felt like I got a lot of support, and
yeah, it was
a community I've ever been a part of.
Awesome.
I'm so happy.
I didn't know I was going for that. Oh yeah, I was like, what was the question?
What was I talking about?
Your inspiration.
Shaun, how about you? What is your who do you look to for inspiration?
Me? Well, I'll be honest. I mean, the community itself, I mean, we've got some pretty awesome people in our group that build some great stuff. I mean, Kevin, Paul, Derek, when he decides not to do a lot of guns.
Yeah, of course.
Both Alina and Lexi especially, because their creativity is just off the walls. But even some of the people that I follow on Instagram, I mean, both Freddie and Meg do some crazy stuff with like horror themes, and I love it. I eat it up
stuff
like
is
it's
killer.
Lucky Charms. Guys like I mean, I stick to some of the smaller builders. Like I don't reach out to like the big guys, but I mean, Flynnberger over in Australia, I absolutely love his work. The Fox Hunt, he's kind of been on a hiatus for a while, but him and I chat from time to time because we just we hit it off. We get along really well. And then some of the channels that have been around forever on YouTube. I mean, Zach Aurelius is always going to be one of them. I don't watch him as much as I used to, but and as I've said kind of in the past to some of you guys, like the Ghost of Xeon. I mean, he's so focused on his paint company right now, but I mean, some of his tutorials and some of his builds just blow my mind. Plus, he's a dinosaur lover like me, and that never hurts.
This is true. Nice. All right. Very nice. So the next question, Lexi, is what has been your favorite out-of-the-box kit?
Oh, you guys know it's the 89 Jagan.
Her baby.
I love that kit. It
remember this,
was one of the first master grades I did. I did it after some awful ones like MG. Death Scythe. The MG Death Scythe kit is ancient and a pain in the ass. It took me way too long. And I'd done a couple older ones, so it was the first kind of fresh master grade I built. And the color and the detail, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I want an army of them. I love that. I love it so. I love the. Oh, I just love it. I can't even. I can't even articulate it.
Oh God! As a fellow Jim,
marry me, 89 Jagan.
Oh God! So I love Jim so much, but when you said detail and Jagan, I think the cool thing about the Jagan.
It's simple. It's simple. I guess that's what I mean.
Okay,
I don't like over complicated kits. It's not really my jam. I love the sleek, simple, like kind of sci-fi retro thing that the older kits have. The new versions of the older kits.
Something in me told me you were going to say that, because I remember when we sat down and we talked about and we got everybody involved about how the Jesta is better than the Jagan. I think we have to ask Derek for his opinion on that.
You know why?
Derek, what do you think?
I love the Jester. You know
Burned
that.
Derek's taste once already, okay? We know we can't.
You too, Lexi. Ouch. Ouch. Shots
Hold
fired
up
at
for my
me.
dragon.
I'm supposed to be the one firing at everyone else. Not everyone shoots at me.
Oh, that's all good.
Oh.
So how about you? How about you, Shaun? What has been your favorite out of the box kit?
My favorite out of the box? Well, I mean, I hate to buck the trend and not go with a Gunpla, but I gotta say these Ultraman kits, they are just so much fun.
Oh,
I love them.
I'm disappointed you didn't say Wargreymon.
I mean, I love Wargreymon too, but there's something about those Ultraman kits that just, I love them.
I saw the one you were building last Sunday, and it's beautiful. Those Ultraman kits really are super nice.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think they were going to be that nice, and then you brought them out and like, whoa.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much. So you guys heard it. Go buy an Ultraman and go buy the MG Jegan. It is a really beautiful kit.
Just
All kidding aside, it really is.
Yeah.
But the Jest is
Such a
better. Anyway,
cute
so
Oh. Just kidding.
so both of you have customized. So what has been your favorite kit to customize up to this point, Lexi?
Oh, good question. Like the process or or the end result?
I guess that's actually a good question for us. I think the process. It's the process, right? The one that you enjoyed building the most and actually making it yours, right?
I get kind of like a crazy person when I get an idea, and I go into like a psychotic state where I will like glue scales onto a fucking sorry guys, an
It's
etching
okay.
high grade,
You can
like
say it.
hundreds of them. Like it's almost not even enjoyable. It's like psychotic. Like I don't know how to explain it, and I can't stop because I like need to see it come to life.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I think I go through a lot of highs and lows in each of my customs because but actually the first, and I mostly custom high grades because I think to the
It hurts. It hurts.
it costs $70. What if I fuck it up? But when I did the Wing Zero, and that was the first master grade that I put a ton of work into, the size was so nice. You could really get those details and stuff like that. And then when I went back to high grades, I was like, these are so tiny. So that was actually like a nice refreshing. And the paint just went on smooth. Everything was just smooth because it just had so much more surface area.
Everything was
That
working
was a
for
long
you.
answer, sorry. Yeah.
No, it's
totally.
okay. Hey, we love long answers on the show.
It's best if you actually describe what you like, right? Rather than just just that, right?
One word.
Yes.
Yep.
Wing
One word.
Zero.
0. That's it.
How about you, Shaun? What is your favorite? What has been your favorite one?
My favorite one to customize. Now, I haven't done a ton of custom projects, but the one that I take the most pride in and I really did genuinely enjoy was my Master Grade Goof. I mean, it's my namesake. It's what I named my channel and my social media after. So, I mean, I gotta love the thing. But yeah, no, the great thing about that kit not only was the fact that it has that amazing inner frame that sadly no one can really ever see unless you purposely expose it, which I did on my kit. I have a few spots where it's actually exposed, but it's just nice smooth surfaces that you can work with, and it was fantastic to work on.
Awesome. Very nice answers from all around. But I think, guys, Derek, if you want to take it away to slide 14 and put the spotlight on Lexi.
Yeah. Hey, Lexi. Slide 14. We're
Hello.
got your logo.
Oh, there's that skin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this is a high grade. So a teensy, and you guys know how tiny Crossbones is to begin with, so it's really teeny.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I love the F90 like series a lot, F91 series a lot, and Crossbone, but Why is it so tiny? But oh man. But when I first saw this, I couldn't believe it because I looked at the pictures before this on your Instagram profile, and the day you brought it in to show it, mind blowing because the fact is it is a high grade.
Yeah. It doesn't quite do it justice in the pictures because you don't realize how small he is. And those are actually makeup sequin hearts that I did upside down, and I glued every single one on individually.
Wow.
So it took forever. It was on my kitchen table for like probably 2 weeks, and every day I would just kind of like work and work and work. I'd wake up before work and glue fumes, man. But yeah, that was quite the process. But it was also one of those ideas that I got. I just watched I don't know if you guys are familiar. There's an artist named Damien Hirst, and he did this fake documentary about finding all this undersea treasure, and the stuff was so magical. And it does give you a brief moment of like, maybe this is real. It's definitely not real, which makes you kind of angry at the end. And I think that's the point because he's kind of like a troll artist, if anyone's familiar with his work. But like he likes to make fun of things and make you kind of mad.
Yeah.
But then I was like, ooh, sea treasure.
Yeah.
So that was the inspiration for that guy.
Okay.
Like as if you unearthed him from a chest in the ocean.
See, I
So
thought
that's
you
why it's
just
got
watched... Oh, sorry, Jess. Go ahead.
No, it's okay, Sean. Don't worry about it. Go.
All right. I was just gonna say, I thought it's just because you went on a Pirates of the Caribbean binge.
I don't even know if I've seen all the Pirates of the Caribbean, so maybe next time.
The crossbow is such a beautiful tiny kit. It's such a nice little kit. Have you built the RG?
I have the RG. I haven't built him yet.
Ooh.
Oh wait, you got didn't you get the special edition one?
Did I get the special
I
edition
think you
one?
got the metallic
Oh,
coated
I don't even
one.
know.
You got the metallic
I'm
coated
pretty
one.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at Shoebox and you got it, right?
And the thing is really, really pricey right now for that kit.
It is.
Shut up. I hope I got it.
You did. I'm pretty sure you did. We were there.
Okay.
That's the thing we were.
Clear. Yeah, we
that
took
was
a road field
a
trip.
road trip too. Yep. Yeah, we were at Derek's parents' restaurant, and then we were like, "Oh, let's go over to Shoebox for a little bit." And
I forgot about that.
Go spend all our money.
Yeah.
Which reminds
Well,
me,
I
we're
hope I
due for
bought it.
another. We're due for another food night at Derek's parents' restaurant.
it's good food. My wife and I go there like once a week.
Thank you.
His parents know us now. They're like, "Oh, you're Derek's friends." They're like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right." And so they just make great food. Anyway, before we get hungry,
Too late.
Too late. Next one.
we're gonna go to what I think is arguably your favorite series, which is Gundam Wing, right? If I'm not mistaken.
It's my like
Like for Gundam,
nostalgic fave. For kids or for the anime.
For the anime, Gundam wise.
Do you know what? It's my nostalgic favorite. I will absolutely acknowledge it's not good. But I actually didn't like it as a kid, and all my friends are upset. Like, not all my friends, my two friends. I'm gonna be honest here. So and I was like, "This sucks. You guys are losers." But secretly, I thought it was like the greatest theme song of all time.
So you're a Gundam.
and thought Duo was like the greatest thing that had ever happened. But I was like, too cool. And then I rewatched it. I don't know, 3 years ago now or whatever, and I was like, this is amazing that I immediately rewatched it again. I was a loser. But now that I've expanded, I tried to get all my friends into it again too, and they were like, it's too late, dude. Like, we liked this in grade 7.
It didn't age well.
So thanks for being my friends, guys. But I'm obsessed with Zeta. Like, I would say Zeta is like
Oh.
it's also not good, but absolutely
It's
the
super
best.
problematic.
Extremely.
And so 80s. I just love that it's the most 80s. I don't know.
Well, it's before Char's counterattack, right? So
Yes.
It is.
Way
Yeah.
before.
this is way
There
before.
needs to be a movie in between there, because like, what the hell, Char?
What
I
happened?
mean,
We
he
were-
took his sleeveless vest off and realized, oh, I've got to be an adult again.
No, you don't.
I love
Quattro
Quattro.
Vagina forever.
Come on, Quattro.
Yep.
Quattro. Yes.
Lieutenant Four Vaginas.
My favorite.
Oh.
Oh
Quattro
God!
Vagina. I love Camille. I love everything about it.
Except how
So
dirty they do Fa. Like they do
Fa
Fa
dirty. But Fa, don't you want to hang out with children instead? Fuck no! Get me in the robot.
So there you guys have it. A small synopsis of Zeta, brought to you by a girl and a Gundam. So, if this is any indication of how their DigiPass podcast is going to go, you guys need to tune in once it's out and ready. But Lexi, what was your?
Sorry,
how
I'm
did you
excited.
approach this? How did you approach this Gundam Wing?
Okay, so this is the master grade,
Hero.
and I actually did it as because pre-COVID we were gonna have a Gundam contest, and they were like, enter one for every tier if you can, and I was like, but I don't do master grades. And then when all the COVID stuff happened, Notifest got canceled and everybody's plans, it was sort of like my gift to you guys.
Oh,
To Alina especially,
Yeah.
because it would have been my entry into the contest.
Oh.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was interesting, but I still, it was kind of nice because I had all that free time too, and I was really inspired by like Rococo ceilings, like Palace of Versailles,
Yeah.
kind of just like freaking opulent obnoxiousness. The worst part is it was during quarantine, and it made me want to eat mini eggs so badly because of the colors.
I
And
thought it was
couldn't
gonna.
get any damn mini eggs.
I would have thought you'd want cake because the whole Marie Antoinette thing.
I was gonna say that's
No, I wanted freaking mini eggs. It's a Canadian classic. But yeah, so I actually, this is one of the few ones I actually did up a mock concept where I got the line art and figured out the colors and everything first.
Oh.
Really?
Because I wasn't sure if I want how much pink I wanted, because I didn't want it to get too Eastery, I guess, which it kind of did anyway, and what kind of tones I wanted to use. So I did a full mock-up of this guy actually, and then it was also I was also thinking a little bit about pottery and that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah.
So all of the roses are actually like nail decals, but which are literally, you guys, water slides. And then the golds as well is a different kind of literally nail art sticker, and I meticulously cut out all of them, and
Oh, really?
You
I thought
cut
like they were
that
like.
out? Wow.
yeah, they
That's
looked
pretty
like
sick.
little nails, everyone. So I had to kind of figure out where what went and
Going
everything
back
like
to her
that, and I
statement
just
of she turns into a psychopath when she gets ideas.
Wow.
100. I will wake up in the middle of the night and be like, I have to do this right now, though.
Holy shoot.
Poor
That's
dad.
I'm so
amazing.
excited about it.
Poor
Right?
dad.
Poor dad.
See,
So Lexi,
And then I like hunch over a thing and like don't make eye contact for like 3 weeks.
honey, are you okay? She just turns around like.
dad is like,
Like
he's
in full
what's going on?
Yeah. Poor that. This is beautiful work. I think this is, looking, because as obviously we've seen these pictures before because we know you, right? And we've seen them before, but obviously putting in them in the slides, to me, I love all of your work because it's different. It's so different to what we're used to. And I think that's something that's missing in the community sometimes is that different touch and the different approach to how we do things, which is something that we talked about a long time ago in season 1. I think with Frosted Snow, she, we asked her, hey, how do you approach it? Because at the end of the day, you're a girl, right? What is the different approach for a girl when she comes?
What?
Yeah, because no, not like that. in the sense that I feel. Am I missing something?
That's a girl, definitely, Lexi.
The thing is, like, looking at Alina too, right? It's that creativity approach when it comes to Gundam. You definitely approach the kit different than I would, or that I think Shaun would, or Derek would. When I look at a kit, for example, the one I'm working on, I'm adding little details and scribing and doing everything that I want. It is just, by the way. But when you guys go into it, it's so artistic and so different. It's a breath of fresh air, and it's so nice to see.
It is.
I think that's
Thank you.
definitely.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I'm cutting you off. I was just gonna say I have an art background. That's what my degree's in. So I think it's funny because you said the Gunpla is freedom thing, and I think actually the more I know, the more I feel boxed in. Like I feel like it's almost more beneficial to come at it from a total outsider, because as soon as you guys know, I had a whole crisis because I was like, oh my god, maybe my airbrushing, and maybe I need to start scribing because that's what's good in the Gunpla world and all this kind of stuff. And obviously I think that's amazing and I want to be able to do all those things, but it's also a box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
it's
totally
hard to
agree.
climb out of that again.
Well, over time, like even looking at the community, I don't get me wrong, I love like how everyone's growing, scribing, a little nitpick and sanding every piece and everything, but do not the creativity. You sort of box in, and you're right. You lose a little bit more creativity because you're sort of like try to follow what everyone else is doing, right? But I gotta say, this is the first time I remember this kit.
This is a good kit.
Yeah. I think this is
like a good kit looks like this. It has these qualities, and they are all in here. And if you make a kit like this,
mm-hmm. It is, and that's what I want, right? Which is something that like I said, we talked about before, like with Child of Mecha, when he was on the show, and we talked about how the eastern side of the world, so Japan and Korea, and all these Asian countries, right, who end up winning the GBWC. They are doing different things. There is a different approach to it. And I think what happens on the Western side is we get boxed in, just like you said it so perfectly. We get boxed in this idea of this is what you should do. There's only so many people out there changing the game. And, you are doing it. Alina's doing it with what she won, right? 2 weeks ago. It's that it really does pay off, right? But anyway, going back to you. It's a beautiful looking kit, and then we have another kind of like the same approach on number 17, right? I'm kind of thinking you like gold a lot.
Oh, I have a problem. I have to actually I have a problem with gold. Yes, I love it. It's outrageous. I need to stop, I think. But I can't, you guys. This
it's a nice color.
This guy I was thinking about, I was still thinking along the lines of my first Death Scythe, actually, and I was thinking about, like, kind of gods, and, like, I have an idea of eventually finishing up all of the wing kits as sort of gods.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So this was sort of like a god of, like, life and death was sort of my concept for this, which is why even though he's... And the first one I roughed up intentionally, which was painful. You're like, but now I feel comfortable doing it. Where, he's falling apart, but he's also shiny and white and a little bit obnoxious, and he's sort of dying, but then there's flowers coming out of it. It's probably a little bit pretentious.
No, I don't think so. I think when you explain what you were going for, it makes sense. You got white and gold for for a divine being, right? I think it's awesome and hilarious at the same time how it's the god in what your vision was of life and death, but he's got this big hulking machine guns on his.
Yes.
Like hey,
but the blood is kind of spawning into flowers, and I thought that was kind of cool. I love that kind of like death, a little bit gory, but also like the god kind of concept.
What do you think of this, Derek?
A little bit Yakuza.
I'm enjoying it. I love it. Me. I love the guns. I love the heavy arm. But when I first looked at this kit physically, I said, "Holy shoot! These are you put flowers inside there." I said, "Holy shoot!" And this is a high grade. Out of all things.
It's a high grade.
Ha!
Oh, it is. It's not the master grade.
No, it's a high grade.
It's a high grade. I'll show you guys.
Oh, okay, go.
Oh, there she goes. It is amazing kit. A lot of details. Yeah,
Oh, it's so tiny.
exactly. Oh, let her put it back on her.
He
head.
is so wee.
Yeah.
He's just a wee little guy.
I gotta say,
Man.
That's so nice.
it's so impressive. Like for such a small kit that you put so much detail in, and when you take a picture like that, it completely baffles me exactly where the sizing is until it
Yeah, like
physically
there's-
see-
oh, totally. All these little baby roses and
Yeah.
details, and I didn't feel like this one got that much love.
Hey,
I'll post him
you got a
again.
fan right here. You got a fan right here for all.
Yeah. Let's take some.
Reminds me a
let's
little bit of Kiryu from Yakuza, but in Gundam form.
No, it's nice. It's really nice. I started to understand this concept that you had in your mind, like, right? I didn't know about the god, but in slide 18 makes more sense because I'm sure this is what you were going for too, right?
Almost all of them kind of go back to that as
Is there-
the base concept.
Is there a reason why? Like, were you like really big into mythology, or back when you were younger?
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. I've always loved that kind of stuff. And the aesthetics of it too. Just like crowns and yeah. No, absolutely. It's something I've always really loved and been interested in. Mythology and stories and magic and all that kind of nerdy crap.
Because I can see this being like a boss, and I don't know if you guys ever played Genji. I think it is for the PS2. And I can see this being as one of the bosses, especially the Death Sight. But what is
Totally.
what is the Death Sight here? What does it represent? The other one was life and death. What is this guy?
This guy's full on death. Death and opulence.
Death.
This is probably my lamest inspiration though. This is the first custom I ever did. And it was the 2018 Met Gala, which was sort of like religious iconography themed.
Oh right,
And I
yeah.
love that. Yeah, and see you can see it in all of my stuff. A lot of gold and a lot of
It's divinity.
detail and
Mhm.
yeah, totally. So actually that that Met Gala got that idea in my head, and then I just went ham, and at that point I had no idea about customizing Gundams. I hadn't looked up anything. I actually didn't have an airbrush at the time, so that's probably the only guy on here that was entirely hand painted.
Hand painted.
Yeesh.
Yeah. And I
Wow.
had no idea what I was doing, you guys. I just found a ton of tiny gems and started gluing those babies on there. So I would love to redo it one day. He still looks beautiful. But I would love to maybe do that on a master grade and just really get those details and everything and airbrush it.
But look at the finish. Look at the finish for a hand painted model. What?
Yeah.
You're crazy. This is awesome.
Again, high grade.
That
This
was
is
like
awesome.
High grade. Holy shoot.
a high grade. He's a
Girl
high
knows how to
grade.
work on high grades.
Yeah, no kidding.
And
That's a-
remember, makeup artist, so tiny details are
Yep.
my regular thing.
When I want my nails done, I know where I'm going then, because
There you go.
this is some stupendous work. Now, the thing that really catches my eye here is the feathers that you have on the wings. Do those come in the kit, or did you actually make those yourself? Or
I handmade those. They are made of Sculpey,
wow,
which is like a soft clay. Yeah. They're so tiny. I still have a bag of them.
Holy
And then I actually burnt them, so they turned out jet black anyway. Because they were so small, they needed like 2 minutes in the oven.
wow.
this is awesome. One of our viewers says, so Jan, oh my god, I'm butchering this so much. Jan says the Dead Side reminds me of the Goldar from the Power Rangers.
Sad. I forgot Goldar existed, actually, but I got like 15 comments that were like, Goldar!
Oh, there it is.
So I looked him, yeah. So I looked him up and I was like, oh, yeah, okay.
There's some reasons.
They stole my design.
Damn that guy. No, that's awesome, though. I love it.
Very awesome. Very awesome. Then we go on to to the chicken Gundam. This has
rooster.
become
My chicken.
known in our group. The chicken Gundam.
This was inspired by also pottery and stuff. I had seen like a porcelain arm that was sort of like mechanical robot. I saw it on Pinterest or something like that, and that was kind of my inspiration for this guy. This was also in quarantine, so his wings are made entirely out of pop can.
Huh?
Which I think is another theme in my Gundams. Really weird things, decals.
Is that aluminum?
It's freaking aluminum. Yeah, it's just an aluminum pop can that I flattened out in some big books
Wow.
and then cut into wings.
Your originality is really striking me, and it's really reminiscent of the old school military modelers. In the sense that they're very resourceful with whatever they find to help them actually build their kits. A lot of them, obviously, they're specialized things that you buy to make your models look, what you want them to look like. But, having talked to a lot of them, like Kevin Hansen, for example, he would tell me, hey, you could grab this paper towel and mush it up with water and then put this over and it'll look like dried up clothes or whatever. I'm like, where the hell did you get this idea? Yeah, and so it's
That's actually a makeup technique to make wrinkles.
Exactly. It's like how does the resourcefulness is crazy, and this is awesome work, Lexi. Wow,
that's awesome.
A lot of this comes from because I get so manic about my ideas, I have to do it right now. So a lot of my resourcefulness comes from like, how can I achieve this right now? It also comes from cosplay back in the day and makeup and all those kinds of things, but it's literally because I get crazy.
I would love to see what you do when you do a speed build. God forbid, you have to grab whatever you can and just smash it together.
You guys should see my craft cupboard. It's horrifying.
Oh, that's probably awesome.
I keep so many things like one day.
One day I'll use them. I love seeing this kit because
I go to Dollarama and just like
Dollarama it's really resourceful too. If you go to Dollarama, you buy some for like $2 and you're like, oh, that's the brushes I have are $1 brushes that I use to clean up my Gundam and whatever. I mean, save myself like $10 off Amazon. But my thing is
totally.
So I have a lot of kits. Well, I don't have a lot of them compared to a lot of people, but I have a lot of kits and I don't hate any of them. But the only kit that I never like talking bad about is my is the Sandrock, because this is the Sandrock, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Sandrock, when I look at him and he's over there on the shelf, he like looks at me and he's like, "You have to do something to me one day." And I'm just so glad that you gave it the love that you did, because it doesn't even look like the high grade anymore with the little feather things that you did. Really awesome work.
Thank you.
And then number 20. Is this an actual kit, or is this like an
that is the Phoenix, the SD Phoenix. Is
Okay.
that one? Oh no, I'm on the wrong slide.
20.
This
20.
is 2 different kits or 3 different kits.
Yeah, this is a kit bash. This is a kit bash. Wow.
This is my first kit bash. This is it's actually the SD Banshee antlers. It is the what is it called? Kamaris Trooper is most of the body there. And then its chest and arms are the Glacier, all high grade. Except for the SD horns, because I wanted big horns. And what a shenanigans. This sat in my living room for a month, and I just stared at it and poked at it, and kit bashes are hard. Will I do another? Absolutely.
That's still a very amazing, actually. Holy shoot, your first kit bash. Wow.
Yeah, it was. I was like bashing my head against the table is what I was doing. He's not 100% done. I'm not ready to call that guy done. I think I'm gonna add fur.
I forgot about the fur.
You're gonna go add. Sorry.
I have big dreams to have a furry moose Gundam.
Moose.
That was my inspiration inspiration for that. Actually, this was originally for the Canadian build-off, but I feel like I sort of lost motivation for him. And then as soon as I missed the date for the build-off, I was like, yeah, let's get that moose done.
And here we are.
Oh, boy.
Have you
I
guys?
feel like the contest brings me down.
Yeah, build for fun. It's fine.
It is. Have you guys watched? What was that movie we were talking about the whole time when we went hiking, Shaun? Was it called the? I think your roommate said if we start seeing little lanterns or something. What's that movie called?
I think was it The Ritual?
Princess
The
Mononoke.
Ritual.
Oh.
The Ritual. This is like the antler thing from The Ritual.
Kinda,
Holy
yeah.
shoot.
It's a god. It's an actual deity, right? According to the lore of the movie.
Yeah, it's the
That's so funny you say that.
son of Loki, I think.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
It's
I
so-
dig that.
So you should look it up. It's actually an awesome. They actually
cool
show the creature. It's a good movie. Yeah, they show the creature and it's awesome. And this kind of reminded me of it.
Mhm.
Man.
Should definitely
I was
take
thinking
a
a
look
little
at
bit
that.
of Princess Mononoke, that like
Oh yeah.
forest god.
Yeah.
The great.
Well, that's what it is. That's what the deity is in the movie. It's actually a forest deity, right? Because he lives in the forest. Definitely, I can see it. This is awesome. All right, let's keep going on. And then we got the SDs. This is a beautiful little kid. So, what can you say about this guy?
This was probably my second custom I ever did. I had a Jillian D nail gems.
Mhm.
And I actually like the cheesy, ugly gold. Everyone's like, ew.
No, that's awesome.
I like it. I'm a sucker for gold. So again, I was actually still on the like buried treasure kind of like, or I was thinking of like, when archaeologists dig up things and they're like, this was probably something they prayed to or something like that. So I was imagining
totem.
that in the future, I had totem, yes. I had this whole vision that I would make this Gundam and then in like hundreds of years from now, somebody will find it in the sand and think that we worshipped them. I had a whole backstory for this guy, or a future story, I should say. That people would find. That was literally kind of my idea, is that people will find my Gundams and think that we had giant robots and we worshipped them in the future. This is my dream.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
The problem is that's like the worst kit of all time. It falls apart every 5 seconds. I've had to glue several pieces back onto it, like the tail, or not the tails, the little tails on the wings there. It's fucking brittle as hell, and all those little gems like kind of want to be on there, but
Kind of be.
like I find them everywhere. I'm like, is that one around here? Oh, he's over there looking at me. Yeah, so fuck that kit, but it looks beautiful. It needs to be in like a foam, I don't know, forever. It needs to be in like a glass case, because
It's fragile.
Head over to
don't buy that
YYC.
kit, guys. It is a nightmare.
Aw.
Do not recommend.
Awesome.
Oh, man.
So, any comments on her builds, Derek, that you might have?
Oh no, it's a whole different creativity. I love every last bit of it. Like ingenuity, that's a big thing on there, and it differentiates every builder, right? And I love. Ideally, I go use this phrase to probably till the end of time. Gundam's freedom. Gunpla's freedom. You do what you want to do. And I tell a lot of people in the community, always question me what's right, what's wrong. Do not do it your way. What's your way? And yes, my way is add as many Gundams as possible. Hey, Lexi, you gotta love adding the gold, the jewels into it. And
Yeah, add as many gems as possible.
Yeah,
Kill your eyeballs.
Hey, nothing's wrong with that. And I know, especially my lovely admin staff, Shaun, he'll probably go melee all days for me. And I know, enjoyably, Jess, you enjoy the finer details you can get into every one of your kits.
Yeah.
So like everybody has their thing, and I love it. And Lexi, I applaud you. Like, I was speechless for quite a few of them because I say, how? And where do you come with the inspiration? And it's amusing. It's awesome. So, but that's my case.
Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff.
I know.
Um,
I had like a whole mind block because I was letting the what we're supposed to do get to me for a couple months there.
Yeah, it
So,
sucks because
which
you
is
feel
not.
pressured a little bit, and I'm glad that you break out of the mold. And I can't wait to see what you can do in the future. Still, it's really
I have big
awesome to,
plans.
yeah, to have people like you on the scene. It really is. It helps other people understand that you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. Right? Do your
And
own
if you
thing.
want to do what everybody else is doing, that's magical too.
Yes.
There it is. Well, time for the big beautiful guy, Shaun.
Yeah.
Emphasis on big.
No.
Sean.
I say big because it might not seem like it, but when Shaun stands up, he towers over me, and I'm
I
like,
do. I'm tall.
he's tall, so it's like,
Sean.
if you want a really good hug, you ask Shaun to give you a hug, man. This guy is tall.
Legit.
All right. So we're gonna go on to DG Gunpla, Shaun. Guys, head over before we go on that. Head over to a girl with a Gundam. No, a girl and a Gundam. Sorry. The Gundam, and follow her on Instagram. She really is amazing. She is the best person in social media. She'll immediately reply to you instantly. So just be sure to write to her.
One of my followers gave me shit yesterday. He was like, I sent you a picture and you didn't reply.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
No.
I made sure to reply. I will,
Well,
though, eventually.
She will
Yeah,
eventually.
Unless
It'll be
it's
2025.
Facebook, and forget it.
Oh, and Facebook, she just has it to have it. She doesn't ever open it.
No. If you don't-
Anyway.
I feel like if I get rid of it, people will think I died.
I mean, no.
So, slide 24, we have your logo, DG. Can you explain to us the logo, sir?
Yeah. So I mean, basically, I kind of go by DG, which for a long time stood for Desolate Goof, which is what I called my custom goof that I built. But nobody ever felt like saying it. They couldn't figure out what to exactly call me. So I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm shortening it down to DG. And it works. It's a good, simple thing to say. And basically the goof head with the cloak is my custom goof that I built, where it has the cloak and it's got some battle damage and all that sort of stuff to it. The logo was done by my buddy Phil, who needed to build his portfolio a bit for his new media classes. So I got a free logo out of it. I'm not complaining. It's fantastic. I love it. So yeah, no, that's kind of just become my brand.
Nice. Yes.
Like, the goof always has the best pilots.
Yeah. Mr. Rao.
Raul.
Ah.
Raul.
So Shaun tends to build kits that aren't strictly Gunpla, and that's awesome. I think that's one of the biggest things that is really awesome about this community is that you can build whatever you want. I mean, I'm not part of any organization, so I can say whatever the fuck I want. But if you're gonna create a community based around model building, and you're gonna be that asshole that's gonna say, "Hey, no, you can't do that because I don't like it," or "You can't do that because it's not Bandai," "You can't do this," and then you're an asshole. Yep. That's it, right? Do whatever you want to do, build whatever you want to do. In this case, this is not a Gunpla. This is from Digimon, and it's one of the best kits I've ever seen.
Oh.
Can you tell us more about it, Shaun, please?
Well, I mean, it's the Figurized Wargreymon. Came out pretty much simultaneously with that piece of garbage Omnimon that they just re-engineered, quote unquote re-engineered. They changed the chest a little bit, not called it a day.
Yeah.
But like the Wargreymon, phenomenal build. The only gripe I really have with it is it's not immensely posable. But I mean, they were trying to figure out exactly how to do these builds as opposed to the Gundams and the Figurized kits, which they've been doing for a little while with the Kamen Rider and the Ultraman lines.
Yeah.
But these are so drastically different. I mean, you look at Metal Garurumon, it's insane the way they engineered these things. But yeah, basically, it's more or less a straight build. Like, I painted on some of the details, just because I didn't want to do the stickers, because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nobody stickers. And then I gave it a matte coat, hit it with a gunk wash with some oil paints, and as I kind of joke, it's the lazy man's weathering because it simple little bit of additions, and we lost Lexi again.
We lost Lexi again. Yeah, it's okay.
But we'll just keep our eye open for her. But yeah, like it's super easy to do, and the results are gorgeous. I mean, this Wargreymon kit just looks fantastic, no matter where you look at it from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's a very impressive
definitely.
kit. Oh, we lost Lexi again.
Oh, she's back. She's in the cool kids corner.
Oh, okay.
There she is.
And 1 second.
And she's back.
I'm gonna boost myself back in. Where am I in the
Sorry,
wrong order?
Does that?
Damn.
It's okay.
Oh,
Right here.
we're here.
Oh, it's every
So-
time I go on YouTube. I'm stopping.
There it goes.
It's okay.
I just want to
so-
read the comments.
This is the gunk wash, right? Like you said.
Yes.
I just want to. I know we've all done it in the group, and I know other people have, but you did an awesome job, man. I've always seen gunk wash done on YouTube videos when I first began, and it's something I definitely wanted to do at one point, and I was always very scared. And then you did it one day,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Kick ass.
Well, I mean, I was kind of like you. I was tossing around the idea of giving it a try on some of my builds, and I just saw Wargreymon and the amount of detail on it, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just give this a go. See what happens. Worst case
Mhm.
scenario, I go out and buy another Wargreymon because they're still relatively easy to get.
Yeah.
But I mean the way it
$60.
shades. Well, yeah, they're not cheap, but the way it shades and creates depth and all that on the kit. Because I mean, you can especially see it on the chest with the pipes going across.
Yeah.
It really creates that shadowy depth in there with the gunk
Yeah.
wash,
Mhm.
because you can't really get in there with your the t-shirt or whatever you're using to remove the excess paint, and it looks fantastic, and the way it darkens the color. I mean, that yellow is not a nice yellow just out of the box, but adding that depth to it with the gunk, it looks so much nicer.
Well, I mean, it doesn't look cartoony anymore, right? And I think
No.
the main part, I think one of the other examples where you can actually see the effects of a gunk wash done correctly the way that you did it is on the hands, the fist.
Mhm,
Look at the shading on the fingers. You can actually tell, it looks
mhm.
realistic to a certain degree. So very, very great job.
Mhm.
Now, one of the questions that we had on the Discord asked, right now that we're on the topic of these kits, Sephiro92 says, what are your thoughts on the Digimon Wargreymon and Metal Garurumon kits?
They're borderline
Loved.
perfect.
So good.
Borderline perfect in my opinion.
Borderline perfect.
10 out of 10.
Yeah,
Well,
God, great
except for postability, right?
Actually, Metal Garurumon, by the looks of things, it's a lot more dynamic. Yes, Wargreymon is a brick. Like, you can't do a lot of. I mean, if I was to put it on an action base, I could probably do some dynamic leg poses, but there's not a lot of range of movement in the legs. You can do a bit more with the arms, especially if you take the back panel, like the wings off and the claws off. But beyond that, no, it's restricted just by the bulk of it.
And sorry, Derek, I cut you off. What were you going to say, man?
I was like, I'm the only foolish guy who decided to buy the Megamons, both of them.
I mean, I have the old Omegamon.
I have the old and the newer revised
Yeah.
version, and I'm yes. That extra air quotations.
I was
right
this
there.
close until I heard about
Yeah,
how bad it
foolish.
is.
I was foolish enough. I bought both of them on sale, so I built one.
Yeah.
I built the really old school one, and it's painful. And I'm not, but
Hey,
I wish.
let's do a sticker for the entire length of the sword blade.
Oh no.
Is this the one that you did for your
Yeah.
brother?
Yeah, I did. It's sitting at shoebox right now. He after he looked at it, he said, you can have it. So I was not allowed to. So long story short, I was given that kit, and I was told to promise him that I wasn't going to do anything funny with it because he knows my fascination with weapons. So I said, okay,
give it guns.
exactly. It has one, but I could add more.
Your fetish.
But the fact is, like, okay, fine. I'll build it nice, clean, panelize, scribe some extra lines in there, do everything I can. And I use the decals. I tried to paint. Paint didn't work so well in it either. So finally finished it, gave it to him, and then he said, "Yeah, that's cool. Okay, you can have it." I said, "What?"
That's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Well, very great job on your Wargreymon,
Yes.
Shaun. It's beautiful. Now, slide 26.
Mhm.
What is this guy?
So that's the Argyagya from Build Fighters Try. So Gyanko's main suit that she has through the entire series. Oddly enough, the first kit that I won an award for, and also the first kit that taught me a lot of life lessons about model building.
For example?
Well, don't live off the hype of your first award, because it's a long way back from there.
That's
It's
a good one.
it kind of I love and hate this kit because of that. Like it looks really nice on the shelf, and this pose that I managed to work it into looks really cool.
Yeah.
But the thing with it is all I really did with it was spray paint the gold pieces a nicer gold, and then straight build it and panel line it, and add a couple of odd details here and there. And that's when I won an award at my first model show. So I thought I got it in my head that I didn't have to try hard because Gunpla just looks cool. So when I actually put some effort in on my goof, which is still my pride and joy, I love that kit, and it didn't win any awards, I got a lot of bitterness. Like I felt a lot of bitterness about it, and I hated that about myself when I started feeling those things.
Yeah.
And it's why I've kind of veered back from actually competing in contests, and I enjoy more. As we've recently announced, I'm judging the central division of the Canadian Build-Off. I like judging. I have this knowledge, and I have an understanding of kind of what makes a good kit now. But yeah, I hate that feeling of entering something I'm really proud of and not winning or not getting any recognition for it, because this kit kind of tainted that experience for me.
Damn. Yeah, good. That makes sense. I mean, that's one of the things I sometimes when I'm just hanging around in my house and I'm building, I get a random thought, and that's why I shared earlier today some stories on Instagram where I wasn't talking to anyone in specific, but I have talked to people in the past, like literally ever since I started this. And it was even me at one point is wanting to, I was like, I want recognition. I want to be good. I want people to say, hey, Jess is good. That guy knows what he's doing. Just like I look up to It's a Gundam, just how I look up to Kevin, how I look up to all these people, Ryan Lau, like it's the fact that don't do it for the recognition. Have fun with it. And to be honest, Shaun, when I think of you, I think of the most chill, builder right alongside Derek, right? Because you guys aren't looking for that. You guys are just building. You, Derek, you guys really are an example and people to kind of follow in that sense, your whole mental about that. And it's awesome. I'm glad that you were able to veer off of that.
Yeah.
And I hope that you can get back into competing, because I would love to see what else you have to bring to the table.
I don't have any plans on not competing. I'm just not nearly as concerned about the GBWCs or the big competitions. I'll still be entering in Nanton. I love entering Nanton. I love GOMS. I have my own reasons why I'm not near as excited to enter the Lethbridge model shows anymore, but that's coming from a history of running that club.
Yeah.
So,
Lethbridge.
Yeah. Story for another day, I'm sure. But yeah, no, like I love the small scale shows because you get that opportunity to, someone kind of looks at your kit as you're setting it up, and it starts a conversation with them about what you did to do certain things and all that. It's a lot more personal. I love the personal shows.
Yep.
Same with our community shows. Like they're really good.
Yeah. I mean,
It's funny. There's something about the contest that ruined the fun for me. Because as soon as I wanted to enter that Canadian one, which I know you guys are gonna do amazing, and there's gonna be amazing entries, but as soon as I put that in my head, it wasn't fun anymore.
To some, it's a lot
And
of
that was
pressure.
a learning one for me too. Yeah.
oh, it is.
I'm surprised to hear how you felt, Shaun. Because like Jess said, you're so chill.
Yeah.
He is. My favorite memories of Shaun, and yeah, Shaun, we're talking good about you because you really are awesome. Is I always tell my wife whenever we have the meetups at my house, Shaun is always here early, and the best thing is just having a conversation with Shaun. Like it's an awesome He's such an awesome person in general, and we love you, dude. But yeah, going into a competition, it's a lot of pressure. It's terrible pressure. You feel the thing I feel is you feel like you need to rush it. Like I need to do this now. Where's my good ideas? I don't have any good ideas. Where do I get them from? And you don't ever rush things. Take your time with them.
Yeah.
Anyway, with that said, we're gonna go on to your favorite kit.
Yes.
My brand, my trademark, mi amore, the goof.
My alma mater. There it is.
I love it. I love it. I love that.
Yeah.
And
The pictures.
Not only is it a picture of my favorite model kit, it's also a picture of taken in one of my favorite places in Alberta. And you guys have all been there. Like,
Yep.
This was taken in Lille on the foundation of the hotel.
Nice.
Cool ghost town.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Which finally
So
found the
rad.
graveyard, by the way. So if we ever go out there again, I
Oh,
can show
we're
you guys.
gonna
Oh.
Yeah.
We can do the seance that we were planning, right?
Please don't. I don't want anything
He
following me
wants
back
to be
home.
sacrificed.
No, I don't want anything following me back home, please. I already have enough stuff haunting me.
I can bring all my god Gundams and
Oh,
them around.
yeah, there you go.
Lord Gundam, arise. What's the Gundam called? The windmill one? That's gonna be the Lord Gundam from G Gundam.
Oh my
he
god.
just rises
This
up out of-
one?
It's the windmill Gundam.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so what was your approach to this guy? This is your favorite. What exactly did you do?
So this one I kind of built with a bit of a story in mind with it.
Yeah.
It's basically a Xeon soldier that got disillusioned to the war and deserted. And because of that, he couldn't maintain. He kind of became a mercenary, but he couldn't afford to fully maintain the mobile suit anymore. That's why you see he's got like the cloak protecting his exposed arm and his exposed leg. He's also got like the beam rifle damage to his head, his shield, and the one spike on his shoulder. And I was wanting to make the beam saber look, or the beam sword look a bit more unstable, but I just didn't have the skills at that time, and I still haven't dug into it enough to really get those skills yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was my first major custom build, and I drew a moment of it.
It's a great looking kit. I love the cloth, right? The cloak on it.
Yeah.
It gives it. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say. So funny story about the cloak. It's actually the second cloak.
Oh.
I know. I think I've told you guys the story of this, or at least Derek, I have.
Yes.
The first one, I was attempting to try and singe it with my sister's creme brulee torch. Got it a little too close and lit the first one on fire.
Nice.
But honestly, like that chunk of cloth was basically one of those like 2 foot by 2 foot squares you can get at Walmart.
Yeah.
I scrunched it up, soaked it in extra strong coffee for about, I think it was 2 or 3 days.
Oh, jeez.
Just to really stain it, make it look weathered and worn and all that. And then I took a hobby knife to the edges of it, and like where it's got kind of like the beams kind of fired through and burned it a little bit. And yeah, it turned out really well. I was surprised, to be honest, because I know working with cloth and Gunpla doesn't always work out very well, just because the scaling looks weird. But this one, I was surprised it turned out quite well.
Yeah, it looks awesome. It looks awesome. So does it smell like coffee is the question?
No, I after it was soaking in the coffee, I took it upstairs, cleaned it, all that. I mean, it had a hint of the coffee smell at the time, but now it just smells like a piece of cloth.
Now it just smells like your room, just laying somewhere.
Yes, it smells like my cabinet.
Very nice, dude. This is awesome. I love the shield. I love every piece of this. And when I look at the goof nowadays, when I've seen it, I immediately think of you. So it's like, oh, it's Shaun.
Yeah, someone's tag
That's
name.
true.
Good, my brand is working.
There you go.
So
And Ramble Ral.
Yes, Ral. Aw.
Aw.
we go on to slide 28. Is this from Full Metal Panic?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the Arbalest. This is that 1/60th scale kit that we were talking about.
Oh.
That's nice.
So this is taken at my other favorite place in Alberta, the Royal
Lethbridge.
Tyrrell Museum. No.
Oh.
God, no. The Royal Tyrrell Museum. So basically,
Oh, cool.
surrounding the parking lot at the museum, they have all the sandstone hoodoos and badlands and all that. Literally, this is like a meter away from the parking lot, just on one of the badlands, and
Good idea.
it looks like it's actually a lot bigger than it really is because of the way the background works.
Yeah.
And that's one thing go ahead.
You took these pictures, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a beautiful eye for photography, man. What's up?
Just luck. Because I also have taken
400 pictures and you go through them after?
I was going to say, I've taken a lot of real stinkers, too. I mean, the big trick is, in a lot of cases, try to get a bit of an upwards angle on it.
Yeah.
Because it creates...
sense of scale.
It creates... I love playing around with forced perspective. That's my favorite game when it comes to taking Gunpla pictures.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it works. It works.
Let's do a day trip to Drumheller.
Of course. I mean, I don't need an excuse.
Day trip, guys. Next plan, next weekend.
Gundams and dinosaurs.
Just it has to be on a Sunday because they're actually closed on Mondays.
Oh.
So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
they need 1 day a week to clean up all the dust that gathers everywhere. So.
That's it.
This is true.
I love that kid.
Very nice. That looks like a really awesome kid. I like the form factor of it. But I do want to get to number 29 because I remember this guy.
Yeah. That
right?
is my Nerficorn.
Nerficorn?
Yep.
Yeah, no, now this one's a little bit of a different picture than what I initially submitted. I had a friend who was looking to do some editing of pictures just for fun during the quarantine, and because she's a professional photographer out in BC, but of course everyone was stuck inside. They didn't have any way of taking. She didn't have a way of taking pictures or anything like that. I'm like, here, have fun with my stuff because I know you do mostly like cosplay photography and that, and so just the colors pop so nice and I love it.
Yeah.
That is literally the Nerf orange on there.
Oh, it is. It really is.
It's the blue, the orange, just everything about it I love.
Where is this guy in your house? Because every time I've been in your house, I never seen him.
So I actually gave this one to my roommate as a Christmas gift last year because there's actually there's a funny story surrounding further of this kit. When I was taking pictures of it for the contest I entered it in, which was one of Zaku Aurelius's contests, I was just messing around with posing it and that, and I'm like, oh, I remember my roommate Hannah did this boudoir shoot in her Bunny Vegeta cosplay, and I'm just like,
awesome.
And it's one where she was laying on her back with her legs kind of up against the wall. I'm like, yeah, this sounds fun. I'm going to do this. And so I posed it like that. And after I did that, I did kind of a side-by-side post on Instagram, and I'm like, when you take inspiration from one of your cosplayer friends,
Oh, I think
and
I've seen that. Yeah.
probably, yeah. And so that was actually how we became friends, because I was just being a dork. So without the Nerficorn, Hannah and I wouldn't be roommates. We wouldn't be best friends, all that sort of stuff.
Wow.
And so I gave it to her last Christmas. I'm like, because of our friendship.
That's
And
awesome.
I'm not totally sure where it is in the house at the moment, but it'll probably end up getting displayed at some point down the road again.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a nice looking kit. I love the orange. Like, you know, like, you should call Nerf up and be like, hey, I found your orange. I now know the secret makeup of your color.
It's literally Krylon orange, because this was
Yeah.
also This is rattle can. I didn't
Oh.
do any airbrushing, anything like that.
Oh,
this is purely
really?
rattle can.
Wow, well
Yep.
done. That looks clean.
That's
It's a
why
nice finish.
that's why I love doing rattle can. That's why my current build is going to be rattle can.
Oh, okay.
Like, got the colors right here.
You just
There
pulled
it
from
is.
a corner.
He's like, yeah, he's got him right here.
Right here. Right here. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna pull it magically from this space here.
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice, dude. And then we have the next one, which is the Hakushiki.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yaku.
Yeah,
So
Zeta.
Yeah, so
There you go, Lexi. Zeta Gundam, right?
Yeah. Zeta series.
Yakashiki is everything.
So it's the
Gold.
HG Hyakushiki Revive.
Uh-huh.
So it's that one that everyone shits on because the gold color doesn't look good.
Mm-hmm.
And I do
Does
agree.
look
Out
good.
of the box, it's not the best gold, but what I did with this one is it was my first attempt at doing doing weathering.
Yeah.
And so I bought some of doing a wash, actually, I should say. So I bought some of the Citadel Null Oil,
Mm-hmm.
and I just
Mm.
slathered it on, let it accumulate in spots. So, I mean, it's not perfect. As you can see on the one side skirt, it kind of gathered a little bit there, and I'm not entirely happy with that.
Yeah.
But there's other areas where it looks kind of like it's got an oil leak, and it's kind of gathering in spots. Kind of, you can see on the one arm where it's kind of sitting on the wrist guard. It
Yeah.
kinda looks like it may have come from those pipes there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like the way it looks, and so I decided to once again take pictures in Drumheller, because I love me some Badland photography.
Nice.
And
What? I think one of my favorite things, and I think Derek also might agree with me, with seeing guests and meeting and talking to guests, is how many times we've heard, "Oh, I did this, but I don't like it because of this one thing." And it's like, I would have never have noticed that if you wouldn't have said anything.
Exactly. You are your worst critic.
oh, that's typical. That's very typical of every builder I've ever met.
So, I mean, it's awesome. I love your style. I can't wait to see more from you. But I think it's time for me to shut up and to let you and Lexi just kind of geek out about Digimon and our DigiPass podcast.
Yeah.
Oh Lord,
So-
are you guys ready for this?
Are
You guys love
this?
Digimon.
We do.
Yes, we do. Digimon
So how
was
did,
definitely my first obsession.
How did it come? How did you guys actually find out? You know what Lexi and I have in common? Digimon. You know, how did that happen?
Was it?
Was
we
that
got
a meetup?
talking. Yeah, we got talking about Cyber Sleuth, I think, if I remember right.
Right. And I was just playing it, or I just recently played it. Yes, that's right. And it's kind of funny when you meet other people that like Digimon. Like, you don't just like Digimon. You're immediately
No.
like, oh my god, Digimon.
Yep, yep,
Like, it's been pent up for 10 years where nobody wants to talk about Digimon, and all of a sudden you're like, you're my
20.
new Digimon best friend. Yeah, 20 years.
Well, as Dat kind of put it, he's like, I'm the husband, you're the Digidestined friend.
He moved over his chair. He knows where he lies. Yeah, so we started chatting about it, and it's kind of funny because also around that time, they started the new series. So it's a reboot of the OG Digimon Adventure, basically. So we were all excited about that. And how this basically happened is during quarantine, we were watching the episodes, and then we'd be talking about them forever and be like, bah! And then we're like, wait a minute. Should we just do a podcast?
Well, yeah, it was something along those lines. I think it was one of the last meetups before we all got locked down. You were just like, why the hell are we not doing a podcast? I'm like, because neither of us know how to do a podcast.
Which still is true.
It's still
which is
very
why this
true.
is a very... Yeah, like doing something like this or talking about it
really
is a little
scares
bit...
us.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we're like, oh my god, we don't really know what we're doing. And we just really love talking about Digimon. So that's probably what it's going to be about. But we do want to research some topic like mythology, inspirations, and some background stuff as well.
Yep.
But I think for the most part, we want to talk about Digimon. We want to talk to other people who also want to talk about Digimon.
or are passionate about some of the weird concepts in Digimon. But
yes,
we're very lucky that I've found us someone to do the editing for us because, well, I mean, both of our schedules are stupid to try and coordinate that plus research plus recording, and it might help us.
I was trying to do it, but
it might help us actually.
Yeah,
do
I think
more
that'll
than
help
one
us
episode
a
a month.
Yeah, maybe even bi-weekly or something like that. Obviously, this is still in the works, so it does feel a little bit nervous to talk about, but I hope people are interested in that kind of thing. And honestly, if you're not, that's okay. It's kind of something that's fun for us.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like any kind of publicity freaks me out, you guys.
Well, I mean,
I'm a
we're
voice actor.
we're a small channel, right? And the people who watch us are very loyal to the brand and to the show, right? Not to us, but to the show and what we try to bring, right? And ever since we heard about the DigiPass podcast, it really was something that I was interested in. I honestly don't like Digimon like you guys do to that point. I think Digimon's cool. I think I've talked to you about this before, Shaun, so don't shoot me, right? I'm more of a Pokemon guy. All right.
Pokemon's cool too. You can like both.
Yep.
So, hearing about this and actually getting a taste of that podcast that day, I will always remember. And I've been wondering to myself, and I've asked my wife, I'm like, when the hell are they bringing out their podcast?
Oh, you guys, we'll get to it. It was just that I was trying to do the editing, and I also work 3 jobs on a good week, so it was not so much happening. And then we also had to figure out all the audio issues and things like that. Like I was having mic troubles. And
episode 2 sounded like trash.
Oh,
so
we tried to record over Discord.
Yeah, we're scrapping episode 2 completely, redoing it, actually trying to do some research instead of just speculating every square inch of that episode.
Yeah. What would you guys say is your favorite Digimon?
Ooh, a good question.
That's a tough question.
I'm trying to look at the Digimon in the room, and I'm like, who do I have the most of?
I have one. And
come on, Derek.
If you guys can't name which one I'm thinking about, I feel bad.
Omnimon?
It's Gundramon. Gundramon.
Is it really?
Oh, you got...
I mean, there actually is.
Mine's Patamon.
There's actually quite a few. Yes.
But
there's a lot of guns.
My favorite I gotta go with Rosemon. I just really like Rosemon's design.
Sure. You like Rosemon's design.
Hey. I mean, yes, but hey. No, as a visual concept and character, I actually really like Rosemon as well.
I see now. I see what Lexi was trying to give off with the design.
The design.
Did you look her up?
Yeah, I looked her up. I'm looking them up.
So if anyone really wants,
incognito window shit.
There's a reason why.
I told you it's Gundramon.
see, there's gotta be reasons why I enjoy this one so much more. Go figure, right?
Huh. What could it be, Derek? What could it be? Knowing you.
Knowing me, right?
But I mean, I've got several other favorites too. I mean,
It's hard to choose.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Machine Dramon and
Hmm.
Metal Sea Dramon are both very cool.
Yeah.
Giga Dramon, like any of the
Dramon.
mechanical dragons, I friggin' love them because obviously
Yeah.
robots, dinosaurs.
Yes.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Ultimate and
Can't go wrong.
ultimate,
And how about you? How about you, Lexi? Did you choose one?
You know what? I think if I had like an all-time favorite, I was looking over there and I have a green Digivice, so I think I would have to go with Patamon and his whole evolution or Digivolution, up to Angemon, not for sexual reasons.
No.
Well, it's like Angel Woman. Holy shoot.
Yeah,
so
sexy.
Yeah.
The one running joke that both Lexi and I have is that Digimon created a lot of sexual awakenings in people.
Oh man.
I don't know, man.
Oh,
I
shit.
was telling Dad that he was like, furries. I was like, probably.
It's like Redmon all over again. Oh jeez.
Well, between
Wargreymon or not Wargreymon? Garurumon.
Garurumon, yeah. Well, Leomon, Garurumon, Renamon. I mean, if somebody didn't become a furry
totally.
from those,
So
So
funny.
now
Yeah,
we
but there's a
know-
lot of fun things for Digimon that we're gonna discuss.
oh yeah, I have a friend who's going to come on the show, and she actually has she's working on her doctorate in like sexual studies / alien abductions. So it's perfectly weird for our
Huh.
podcast. Yeah.
Nice. I
So-
cannot wait for that
So-
episode specifically.
So little teaser.
I want
for
her
everybody.
thesis.
I want to read her thesis.
No,
Oh,
That's amazing.
well, guys, you heard it here.
Guess that means you don't have a Digimon favorite? Wait.
We have a podcasting coming from these two, and they are great personalities and great people in general. They're amazing. And from the little bit that we've heard, Derek and I, we know that it's going to be good.
yes.
It does. It's a 25-minute episode that feels like 5 minutes.
Oh shoot.
Yep.
You
You
get
guys
sucked into
are,
it.
you know-
It sounds so good. Yes.
It does.
Aww.
So I can't wait. You guys have a fan here. I will be listening to it, and we hope that you guys can get to do what you want, because Digimon is actually pretty cool. I have heard about it. Obviously, I used to watch the first season when it first came out, but I stopped following it. But it you know, all the designs and everything. I remember people said, you know, in forums when I used to scour them in the past, oh, Digimon should have been what Pokemon is. And
It's just a different. It's totally different at the end of the
Yeah.
day. I think Pokemon
Yeah.
sort of like that floating timeline. You know, you get those same stories all the time, and I think that's reliable and that's nostalgic and that's lovely. And I've played most of the Pokemon games myself, and I love them.
Mhm.
But Digimon just there's a little bit more character growth. There was a lot of adult themes like adoption and divorce and all kinds of things that were a little bit more. And then when you're kind of a teenager or a preteen, you're going through a lot of things yourself. It's
Yeah.
kind of cool to watch
Mhm.
people
Yeah.
deal with those things. And I think that was like the biggest difference for me was just that these sort of regular kids that had regular people problems could still save the world. And isn't that why we love all of this?
Yeah.
Isn't that love Gundam too? But
I mean, yes.
yeah.
And I mean, with I watched the first little bit of the Last Evolution movie, which is kind of the culmination of all of the adventure saga to this point. And I'm sitting there watching the first few minutes, and I'm just like, oh, this is me when I was around 19, 20, not quite knowing where to go with my life, and sitting there having a conversation with one of my close friends over coffee or beer or whatever. In that situation, it was beer at a Japanese barbecue restaurant or something like that. But I was just like, this show grew up with me. It's just unfortunate that this movie took place 10 years too late, because I really would have connected with it stronger 10 years ago.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, sorry, but a lot of studios do that where they put things out too late, right? It's like, hey man, it's 10 years too late, dude.
Mhm.
I appreciate
All
it,
the
but
using stuff.
yeah. Yeah, so it's like it should have happened before. But guys,
40 years.
seriously, keep an eye out for it. We will definitely let you know the moment it comes out. And this is not the last time you guys see Shaun and Lexi on the show. I really hope that they get to come over one of these days, and because a lot of our fans have expressed the whole idea of talking about anime instead of Gunpla sometimes. So
Got it.
our ideas are churning in our heads, Derek's and I, and Justin's, and then there's still a lot more things to come for GTS and the brand. But we're really lucky to have you guys as friends, and we can't wait to see you guys with your podcast. I don't know, Derek, do you have anything else to say when it comes to their podcast or anything?
Shoot. Do I just reading up some of the notes already? We already got some followers say, hey, can't wait to hear from you guys.
Yeah. Yep.
Yay!
Well, if people are interested in following, I do have some social media channels set up for the podcast. They're not active at the moment, but I mean, as soon as they do become active, you guys will get the first updates. So on Instagram, it's Digipast or at Digipast Podcast, and on Twitter, it's at Digipast, and both are going to be active as soon as we start having news on when the show is going to launch.
All right, cool.
Which
Well,
we do have a first episode done, so
we may
I think
put
maybe
that up here soon.
Maybe put it up,
Keep it going.
get people, titillate people. That's the way it works.
Yeah.
Right? Get people started. And even if, the thing here is, and something that goes back to what we were talking about earlier about recognition, even if you guys have 20, 30 people listening and they're loyal to it and people are enjoying what you guys are doing, just like people enjoy what we're doing, and, and having these personalities on the show, which, you guys bring a lot of, it's awesome.
Yes.
So guys, stick around for that. And
20 to 30 seems like a lot.
Meanwhile, fast forward 2 years from now, and we're on the same level as Mobile Suit Breakdown, having 400 patrons.
Your ambition is stressing me out, Shaun. I'm like, I want 5 new Digi friends, and I'll be so happy. That's how my Gundam account started, and I just
we never know what's going to happen.
We don't.
That's true. Positive vibes.
It's always nice to have ambition, right? That's how things start.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that's how things actually get done. So thanks.
Yeah.
And you guys are all holding us accountable. So
we are. I am.
Yep.
I'm actually gonna tell Google to remind me to ask you guys when this is gonna happen. So every week, make a weekly reminder.
Don't worry.
To message
I'm
Shaun.
gonna be mad at you, but please keep doing it.
But I'm gonna do it to Shaun because the way that I communicate with Lexi is I tell Shaun, "Hey, Shaun, can you text Lexi?"
Not wrong.
We're playing the
Can you send your
game
carrier
right
pigeon?
there. The telephone game.
Anyway, guys, this is GTS. Remember to join our Discord server. GTS Gunpla Talk Show. The link will be in the description. Go like our Facebook page. Subscribe to the channel. What else? Follow Instagram, Facebook, MySpace. No, anything. The point is, just follow us. We'll be here, and stick around for next week because next week we get to unveil our new host, who's going to be joining us, and we have a really awesome guest lined up for you guys already for next week too, and he'll be premiering along with our new host. So, with that said and done, this is Master Grade Jess with Derek.
Yep.
Right, I'll let you guys do your little outros,
and
and we will see each other, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. All right.